Reputation matters. It's a lesson, unfortunately, that gets learned time and time again. Today on Zippy Point.
Quick Zips by Zippy Point.
Quick and dirty. I'm Brock Romanek, and I'm a big fan of yous. So with the news of McDonald's suing its former CEO to recoup a $40 million severance package after finding out that he had relations with more than one employee, not just the one allegedly non-physical consensual relationship with the one employee that led to his initial termination without cause, it reminded me of the controversial topic of folks hiring private eyes to see what your senior managers are up to in their private lives. Here's a few things to note. Who does it? Clearly some short sellers do. At the 5:30 mark of this recent podcast, that short seller notes that it's a practice that he engages in. This institutional investor article says that it's par for the course to hire private investigators as part of the proxy contest process. Par for the course. Some hedge funds, private equity firms, long, short firms. So there are ample employers for private investigators out there. This institutional investor article is comprehensive and excellent. I highly recommend that you read it. 2, how far will they go? So the article notes that some investigators have strict compliance rules that forbid them from engaging in certain practices like obtaining material non-public information, getting law enforcement records, or pretending to be someone else, a legally murky tactic known as pretexting. But there are those that are a little less moral. They're secretly recording their targets, paying off sources, hacking, stealing, all covered by what one due diligence researcher in the article notes is an attitude of don't ask, don't tell. 3, how fun is the job? Well, it ain't Rockford Files, one of my favorite shows of all time. That's why I'm so interested in this topic. I once played in a regular poker game with a guy who was a private investigator. He was an unhappy man. He was not happy. He had countless hours of sitting in the car. He's breaking up marriages. He was barely making a living, really. It was a low-stakes poker game, and he lost more nights than he won. 4, what can companies do to protect themselves? So you need to do your own diligence before you hire someone, before you promote someone to a very high-level position. You need to diligence your own directors, too, before they join the board. And finally, you want to encourage legitimate whistleblowing. Don't let problems fester and grow. You want a culture where people feel safe to say something, bring it up to the surface if they see something that really might blow up in the company's face if it goes on for too long and festers. So again, I highly recommend reading the Institutional Investors piece. I only touched on a few of its many subjects. It's comprehensive and a fascinating read. Let me know what you think.